Live, pal. We
Hello,
did it.
everybody.
We've made it.
I'm
TEW
here.
2020 1.0. So, right off the bat, Chris, we got a new skin. We're actually using the default skin now, which looks pretty good. You know, it's more colorful, it more pops out. So, already a bigger fan of the skin here. So,
You want to share screens?
yeah, sorry. I was looking at Discord and I was like, something's not sharing. There we go. So, Friendo Bendo, we will be using the Landex mod here for balancing reasons. Use that. Let's hit new. And we'll probably do like a local to global thing because I have not done that from like the pure bottom. I've made a company, but I have not done from a pure, let's start at the very bottom here. So let's see what we can do. I'm very curious.
Backyard company.
Yeah, just a pure backyard. Let's just find a hillbilly to run that company too. Makes it even better. So local to global. Which technically it's not even a local to global. It's a insignificant to Titanic. I think that's
Yeah,
the
that's
new term for
stupider
it.
than local to global.
It's a new term.
Local to
So
global rolls right off the tongue. That does
just,
not.
just rolls right off that tongue. There we go. There we go. New game world's being created. Please be patient. I'm sending out some links real quick. TEW 2020 is released. You can now purchase on the website below. I can't believe Mia must have been like refreshing that website because they made the announcement like 8 minutes ago, and I know I got this all set up at least 10 minutes ago, maybe longer, because I know we were in the middle of a recording, and then I get spammed like 80 messages from Mia.
Yeah.
So shout out there for the hookup of saying, hey, it's out. Let's go here. Start informing everybody it's out also when this thing loads. It's out. Hello. I swear I heard someone run in here and then run out. Say it's out. Chris, you okay? Your mic's killing itself.
Oh yeah, I'm right here.
No, your mic's killing itself, brother. I don't know what was going on. What was going on? All right, look at this. It's so much better. Like I like this layout so much better, because now it pops out. You know, whenever they can do that role. So, for instance, like, you know, Trump has his personality. Corey Jarvis can be a wrestler. It pops out each region. I like that a lot better. Let's see if there's anything else really that pops out. I know the coloring's gotten fixed. That's nice. Text is all around here. So, move this out of the way. I know. Finally, the release. We did it, guys. So I think we'll do senseless. I feel like that's a safe like.
That guy's a goof.
I know, but we need a goof to local to global.
We have to pick a user character for that.
I mean, it makes sense to have someone really low, because someone like even Conrad's got some popularity where this guy's, you know, got nothing in our region where we're gonna be. So take it there. Your mic's still killing itself, by the way, Chris.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. It's just popping. I don't know what's going on, brother.
Oh no, it's because like I told you, it's because I'm on my phone and that's where my hand rests is right on the speaker.
I gotta change these around 1 second because enable drag and drop and all that because I prefer the drag and drop system. Let's see what else we got. That's pretty much it for how I play. Yeah, main around the front. Save these as the default. There is a YouTube stream. Yeah. One second.
Okay. Dom?
Alright. Well, I'm back. We're just gonna keep rolling. We're just gonna keep going. Despite all the craziness going on. So
What happened?
Well, what would you say, because my mother's in the room right now, what would you say? Fowler's in the, he's in the hospital and they're moving him to a different hospital right now. Not because of the Rona, or the Steve Carino virus, as we say on the YouTubes, but because of, like, what, heart problems? So, very crazy times. What I've learned is we just gotta stop hitting the, just stop hitting the, you know, stop hitting the record the stream button, because everything always caps off at that moment, literally. So we're making our own company here. Start our own company. We need a company name. Should we just go HOPW? I feel like that's a fair enough one.
Yeah. Do you have a logo for that?
I don't, but we can make one later. Oh, professional wrestling. HOPW. There might actually, I don't think, let me see. House of Pain Wrestling. Oh, what? It's like someone read my mind. I didn't make that one. That one's already there. We'll start off in the southeast area, home area. I guess I have a home or venue. That's cool. Challenge will be rock hard. We start off with $2,500, 0 prestige, barely known, and schedule's left blank. Let's see what we have for. Everything's capping off. Everything's capping off. 1 million notifications. Zach says that work till 4. Hello there. We got. Let's see what her schedule strategy. What we should do. We'll do a monthly event. Because I'm guessing that's how we'll probably start off. Let's make sure we have a product that at least can get us some type of money. So let's go product search, sponsorship. So what are you going to do?
What's up?
You going to tell what are you doing? You going to tell Bella? I mean, she's probably still sleeping, honestly. Yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, it's strange times. So. I mean, it's literally a thing where it is what it is. Like, sometimes the best thing you can do is literally just, especially in this case, is just stay inside, just relax, just chill. That's literally what I've been doing through this whole epidemic. So, yeah, full game has been released. It is out now. As far as I've heard so far, website's been good. I haven't heard of any like crashes or anything like that. So, because I was just on there about probably like 6-7 minutes ago to check for a mod update. Product. I'm feeling episodic entertainment.
What's that mean?
What is it's AEW's thing. It says match length less than 10 minutes will not be able to achieve world class scores. Did they change the name of that? Because I thought it was. Is world class scores defined as something else? They said that they can't buy, they're getting server errors. So yeah, I guess everybody's jumping on right now to buy it. This looks good, honestly. This seems like the fair route, the episodic entertainment, honestly. What's classic balanced? Well, this is 15. I'm thinking long term, though, because, like, eventually getting TV and all that. 20-minute matches. Scripted reality. Yeah. It's modern throwback. That's 20-minute matches. Let's just do episodic entertainment. So. I can't remember if this is the one where 20-minute matches get penalized too, though. Lengthy matches will tend to lose the crowd, so yeah, every match needs to be like 15 minutes then. Maybe not that one, though, at that point. I kind of want to be attracted to sponsors so we can at least make the money there. First signee should be Evan Bourne. That might be a big name. I'm not sure on that one. Or I'm thinking like really small Joe Schmo guys. Telenovas, scripted reality. Golden Age Pro Wrestling. This isn't bad too, though, actually. Storyline, very attractive sponsors. Hardcore skill will not be used, so not really any hardcore things at all. Stunt bumps don't do anything. Let's go with the classic sports entertainment. Women's wrestling will have small division. Regular focus for all these. Face and heels, I like to do it loosely. Stables, yes. Managers, yes. I don't even know why you'd want to turn that off, honestly. And we'll save it there and start our company. Rock hard. Save the game a bajillion times. There's the office screen for you guys. Bada bing, bada boom. Office screen in the room. It's new. It's good. So, I do actually want to go through. Wait. We need to go through, save these. Autosave, player 1, fast emails, turn to office, regen, yes, autofix and balances. New worker highlights, yes. Picture requirement, off. So we just give them pictures. Area battle status on stars, best show, restricted area, semi. Chemistry, dirty tricks, organic companies, enabled. Six storylines off. Okay, death frequency, randomness, all that. Save. Set these as default. Across the board. Let's go. I'm kind of curious if they've added new cheat codes in the final version. That doesn't look like it. Alright. Let's see what we can do here. X out of that. And let's go hire some people. So we don't have a minimum for active wrestlers. Let's check finances if we can. Backstage also is another thing I need to look at. So ticket prices, normal, seems pretty fair. Might be inclined to do cheap so we can quickly get some popularity bonuses, but to wait it out. Where's my backstage? So I was busy looking at the old layout, and I have to look at this new layout and figure out where this stuff is at. Let's see. I think here it is, backstage right there. I was like around it. No smoking, no alcohol, no drugs, but we got free catering.
We got that catering.
Dude, that's all wrestlers care about. If you got McDonald's backstage, they don't care that they can't drink or smoke or get high or put a needle in your butt.
Good.
They're like, we got McDonald's. Like, they don't care. All right? I mean, we're already giving them a hot dog and a handshake, and they get free McDonald's. Come on now. Could they want anything more? Let's see. What else do we got here? Here's all of our events. HPW Torn, Hollywood, Showtime. Loud mics, all loud. Chris, your mic's killing itself, brother. So we'll do standardized events for 2 hour, 1 hour. We'll do 1 hour events for now, honestly. It's probably the safe route there. So let's see. You should start an alliance with New Japan, AEW, ROH. I don't think even ROH would accept me right now, being a useless small company. Maybe like a PWG or CZW would like me, but that's about it for those, I think. Of course, we can't do house shows. There's one other thing I want to look at, my finances. So we are making about $3,000 a month, which we'll spend a little bit of money on the show, honestly. But let's go find some people to give a hot dog and a handshake to. So starting off, let's go and look for USA. Let's go look for a road agent. Let's see. Of course, these road agents probably aren't going to be that great. Connie Majizzle, he's not a bad one, but he's not available in the USA. So let's go look for people that can work in the USA. Lexi 5, but you're not over really anywheres. So yeah, we'll give you a handshake and you can be a road agent. Oh, she's the owner of Shine? Uh-oh, well, let's maybe Tony Ulysses. Be whatever's needed, dude. And can we give him like, oh, come on. He wants that 10% merchandise cut. Travel cost is not covered. Ever. Ever. I wish you would tell me how much the cover of travel would be. What if I give you $35 if I don't cover your travel?
What if I give you a very nice cheese pizza?
How about $40? Okay, let's just cover their travel. As long as they're based in USA, I guess it won't matter. So, cheese pizza, no pepperoni. Yeah, I'm guessing the server's crashing where people are trying to buy it right now. That's looking why, because everybody's flocking to it. Who we got for referee? Smoke Carver. He looks like he's a cheap referee. $50? I don't know, dude. You want more than my,
Smoke Carver looks like a backyard wrestler.
He does. He looks like he should be a wrestler, not a, referee. Eric Mahoney Timmons? He's a referee and a wrestler. $30 per show. Hey, now we're talking. Dude, we're literally a backyard company because he wrestles and he's a referee. What more could we want? He can do it all. Announcers?
Dude, exactly. We can use more people now. We need to find people that can do multiple roles.
I know. Let's see. Who else? Can we have an announcer and a wrestler? I want somebody with both roles, honestly.
Scott Hudson.
Kevin Gill can be an announcer and a referee, so we can have a second referee. $400, I think. No, we can't afford that. Chris, you went out and you just named Scott Hudson. 170, not too bad, but I kind of want to keep him under 100. I really want to lowball him when it comes to the price. I'm not gonna lie. Emil J, $90, dude, right there. It doesn't even matter if they're not that great. This is the real world, yeah. It doesn't even matter if they're not that great because, like, you gotta remember, our fans' expectations are so low. Like, we might as well just give out very cheap tickets. I feel like.
Well, what about Alex Marvez?
Come on, Chris. You know, AEW dude is probably gonna be through the roof. Alex Marvez. He won't even sign with us.
Oh, he's barely been in the wrestling business for a cup of coffee. This hillbilly needs to just mind his own role.
Yeah, but if he's getting coffee from Starbucks, it's gonna be more expensive than the pizza. Okay, think about it this way.
No, it's not. He's gonna get it for free because Tony Schiavone worked for Starbucks.
Chris, do you remember a little friend of ours named Tiger King? Remember what he did? He made the pizza from used meat from Walmart. That's basically us right now.
That is true.
I know. Let's see.
What about Anthony Green?
Let's see who's also unemployed, actually. Unemployed. And we need them to just be absolute goobers working nowhere. B-boy. $20 a show? Oh my gosh, let's go. Let's get about like 10 people on the roster that we can... These will be our first 10 signings ever. Like, we're gonna make...
What about
history.
Duke Dalton?
Duke Dalton. $30, but yeah, let's go. Let's see. Dr. Cube. Everybody loves Dr. Cube. There we go. Cody Hall, but he's... I mean, I've heard some stories about Cody Hall. Let's see.
What about James
Oh, he
Laurinaitis?
does not have any bad things.
It's
$30.
John Laurinaitis' his nephew.
Let's
It's
go.
Road Warrior Animal's son.
Jarek 120. $30. Dude, we're killing it right now. How many signings is that for wrestlers so far? Let me see. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so we need 4 more we can build the future off of. No Foley, will she work? She's on hiatus. Oh man. Maybe RJ City?
Phil Atlas.
Phil Atlas?
RJ City would be a good one too, though.
Let me also, because I'm noticing, I probably want to do this also, based in USA. Because let's really Dude, this guy, he looks like a young Brock Lesnar. He left the wrestling industry. Why are you here then? Why are you here? ZZ. ZZ. What a name. Tyray. The Troll. Oh my.
Do we want to bring in Terrell and Terrence Dudley?
Let's see. Yeah, because I'm gonna get a tag team. The HOPW tag team division of Terrell and Terrence Dudley is gonna be through the roof.
Let's get the Ballard brothers too, Shane and Shane.
Oh, dude, we can get the Rock's daughter. Ballard boys. See, we don't even give them a downside. Oh, they're old. They're like, we can only be used on TV and events, which is okay because all we are events. All right, let's get
John Studd. That's Big John Studd's kid.
Let me see. Let's get some women now. Sean Studd, where's he at? I remember declining to hire him in another save because of his picture. I looked at the picture and I was like, nah, that's not it.
Nah.
Los Ice Creams, were they on the list? If they're on the list, we gotta get them. We need one big star, so like we need someone who's in like the 20 to 30 level popularity range. That's our star. Holly Blossom, oh, man. Is she gone too? Hannah Blossom. Hannah's still in the wrestling industry. She's gonna have the greatest feud in the world with
Chris Rivera.
With the Rock's daughter. Who is it? Chrissy Rivera. 30. Let's get Mistress Belmont. Alright, and let's go someone within that 20 to 30 popularity range. Who's not female, we'll go male. Alright, so see one person on this list and you're like, that's our champion. That's our guy. He is the big, like, you know how you go to your local wrestling company and they bring in like, I don't even know, Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant, and they're like, he was big in the 70s, he's our world champion. We're gonna be that company.
What do you feel about Gangrel?
Gangrel, Vampire Warrior? I like it. Especially because maybe I can talk him into being a, like a road agent also.
Or Chris Harris.
Oh my gosh. Chris Harris and Gangrel.
We can get Jimmy Rave too.
All right, now we're getting too crazy because we don't have that much money. Because our big expenditure is going to be the network. We're going to make the world's smallest network. It's basically, imagine if we ran a wrestling company and the network was just the like YouTube channel.
Skype.
It was Skype, actually. You're right. We get everyone together. We can only fit 25 people in a room, and everyone's talking over each other, and that is it. Or, you know, we can upgrade it, and it becomes like Discord, so we can fit like a little bit more, and then eventually we're like, oh, we're gonna get a YouTube channel for this thing. Let's see what we got for coverage and all that. Broadcasting. View broadcasters. We'll negotiate. Not a single one. So yeah, we're not going to be on TV anytime soon. Let's look at investments and see what the lowest for the broadcaster is going to be. It looking like $52,000. So, and we're at $2,500. So, they're saying hire Ultra. No, it's Travis. Travis wants Ultraman spot. When we can afford him, Travis, we'll get him. So let's take it to the Torn. Let's start hiring wrestlers. Please, fingers crossed, let me know today. It might killed itself there, Chris. So, Chris, we need to get you some headphones. We're gonna get you some like Beats by Dr. Dre or something. So, thanks for the follow, by the way, gamer. So, Glacier. Not too much. So, My day started off pretty crazy. What about you, Chris?
Every day of my life is crazy.
That's true, actually. I wonder if we can do,
Just don't be a lemon. Be a rosebud.
very insightful. Thank you. Don't be alone, be a rosebud. I hope we have a nice backstage. Like, I really hope we don't have someone just walk up and just cause all this havoc. So, I want it to be a nice backstage. Thank you. Thank you very much, buddy. Another follow on the stream. Travis is so mad that we hired Vampire Warrior. But you gotta think about it this way. Dude, we love Ultra Spanish Black, but Vampire Warrior, think about all the connections. Because when HOPW gets big in like 6 years, we'll be able to get like Christian or like Edge, because they'll be on their way out of WWE, and then we can be like, hey, you're not retired still, right? Calling Travis. Load times on the actual like final game. Let's see how they're doing. I know it's the first day, but let's see. All right. I like the new skin, by the way. I think honestly, unless someone really brings out a crazy new skin, I'm enjoying this one a lot more because it doesn't have the C-verse people on there, and of course, you know, the layout already is something that people can edit, but I like the color scheme here. So let's just keep going till our first show, which is in 11 days, but I might bump
Someone's
it up
asking if there's a way to get rid of the range thing for skills and pop.
Yeah, turn off pro mode and scouting. So you can still technically have on
that
scouting.
guy 9609. There you go. There's your answer.
But pro mode is what's going to give people that, you know, range area here, so we can see 84 to 92 for Olympico. But if you turn it off, you'll get that exact number. So
all good, that guy. I was that guy once.
Thank you, Travis. What's your question, Travis?
Mr. Question.
He said he had a big thumb.
You just said you have you said oh question, Travis.
So during the ladder match with Otis, you know, when he became Money in the Bank champion, I love saying that sentence. I think they really missed out on having, because wasn't it Mother's Day, I think, that Sunday?
Yeah.
They should have had Mae Young's hand. They should have had him like show up. That would have been perfect as like a cameo.
Mae Young's hand would have been great.
Yeah.
Yes.
WWE and Evolve have split. They're no longer friends with anybody, apparently. WWE just doesn't want anybody. Incoming, WWE wants to fill in the gaps. Don't know that standing. Tony Ulysses, Emoji. I think we pretty much got everybody except for, I still need some other wrestlers, bigger ones, and road agents and all that.
Yeah,
So,
more 2310. A lot of people were having issues. I think it's just the amount of people flocking to buy the game right now.
yeah. Generic belts. Generic Bret Hart belt. Generic dollar belt. Dual Nations heavy. Lucha. Marty Scurll belt? Huh. Like United States.
I'm surprised they don't have HOPW titles on here already.
Yeah, they're all... He was ready for me.
Dude, I was ready for the amalgamation title to be on here.
Yeah. That ugly looking thing.
That ugly looking piece of crap. Expo.
I guess this is not too bad, one of these. You don't really see the belt that much anyways. We'll do the HOPW World Heavyweight Championship. Single. Male only. Primary belt. And then we'll do the HPW Women's Championship.
An interesting YouTube commenter is
Yeah.
actually bringing up the fact that I guess somebody misspelled someone's name in the Great Dog forums, and it was considered racist because he misspelled an Asian person's name, I'm guessing.
Shigeru Miyamoto? I don't know. How does event spamming work?
He sounds like a guy who works for Nintendo.
You just keep pumping out the events left and right, and it'll boost their popularity up more than TV and all that. I don't know long term, because this is my first time getting hands on it long term, how it's going to do with like stats. So if like a year from now, if we just event spam, if their respect, experience, all that will go through the roof. But I can tell you already, just from event spamming with popularity, that's the way to go. And it's really helpful for like the mods that need it, essentially, because they don't have high stats. But for something like Landex, where all the stats are pretty high for the balance of the game, it kind of works, in my opinion. It's weird, so that's why I've kind of gravitated towards this mod. I know Killing Business is pretty good too, but I'm not a fan of the art style, honestly. So I think that's one thing that drives it away from me personally. So
yeah, YouTube commenter, the Great Dog forums are filled with a lot of soft-shelled individuals. I've had my share of the TEW YouTube community. I've ruffled a few feathers.
You have ruffled the feathers, Chris. I wouldn't lie there, my friend.
I'm the feather ruffler. Anytime any of you guys need someone ticked off, come grab me over here on the Rybolt channel.
Don't say my channel when you say that sentence.
Well, I'm just saying that's where they'll find me.
It is called the Rybolt channel, not the Chris Mullins Fight Club. Maybe that could be a thing, though. That could be an event,
Dom,
the Fight
just
Club.
saying, you, unlike other YouTubers, have found yourself an enforcer that's gonna sit there and be like, "Hey, no, Dom's not gonna get messed with. But trust me, everyone else is getting messed with."
I like to think that this is like a Shawn Michaels Diesel thing, you know.
You wouldn't have recruited
having a good time.
while everyone was out here worried about, hey, what mod can I play? You're like, hey, who can I bring in here that'll tick people off? Well, completely giving me all the buzz in the world.
That's not true at all, guys. Don't listen to him. He's crazy. I'm just playing with some friends, so that's all I'm doing.
You notice I'm the only friend here right now.
Everybody else is working, or is loud. We'll use that excuse. How about that?
Yeah, or is loud. Yeah. We'll put that one.
It's like a commentary table. You can't have like a million people. So
and chemistry matters big time when you're doing this stuff. Just another tip for anybody that is wanting to get into YouTube streaming and whatnot. Know your people. Know your chemistry. If you don't have good chemistry with somebody, don't put them on a video with you, because it'll come out and it won't look authentic and it'll look like shit.
Yeah, an interesting YouTube commentator. To follow up on that, though, I haven't seen like any like. That's actually a lie. So I put a post out actually talking about some inconsistencies with the perception system and momentum and all that. Of like, we had a guy who was just massively over, but was never going past a certain area and momentum, and I think it's too linked to the popularity for people. which I'll go more into detail when I actually do a full review on this game. After I play a whole year, that's my thing, is I want to see start to finish a year and how it works with generating wrestlers, stats, end of the year rewards, stuff like that. But even then, I put a thing out and just like random people, like it was a tech support post, and just random people were getting into it. And I'm like, don't you guys have another post to fight at? Like, so I kind of just stick to myself and play TEW nowadays, because forums are, you know, unless I'm doing tech support stuff, I'll just send Adam a message, like email directly or Facebook. I don't like to post too much on the forums. That, and it's kind of a little archaic. So, and this is coming from a guy who still uses Facebook, which is funny, because I still talk to everybody on Facebook for the most part. I don't, you know, dabble around in the forums as much for connecting with TW
Nathan
people.
Wallace, what is
So,
up, my dude? I'm not Rybolt, but what is up, Nathan Wallace? Bang,
yeah,
bang.
long time fan of the channel, Mr. Nathan Wallace. I remember, dude, I remember by the cover B when he was undercover B. The OC has been disbanded. I wonder why, because they probably, the Zelina
Did they
team.
get fired again?
Humberto Carrillo was kicked out of the Zelina team. Was he in the Zelina team? Did they put him in there and kick him out?
Oh, they put him in and kicked him out.
That's such a middle finger to him. Such a nice guy. I like Humberto. He's a great dude. The Indian company is hiring.
We are
Everybody knows,
using the Landex mod.
This is Landex. It is still the beta version of it. He doesn't have the May of 2020, so it starts off in January 2021 because of the demo and whatnot. But it is the full game, as you can see by the new skin, the wallpaper, and whatnot, as you might call it. I got the new office layout, which is nice. So no skins work for now. You have to go and redo them, sadly, if you're a skin maker. So, but I'm curious how it's gonna go. You know. Yeah, I really like the TW Facebook group. What bothers me now, there's like 4 or 5 of them. I remember when there was only.
I'm confused as to which one was which at this point.
Yeah, because there was one, and then one split off into 2, and then like a bunch other just popped out of nowhere, and so I really couldn't keep track. And they're so closely named, I honestly can't even remember what was the first one. Like that might be something to go back and check on the date. But
I would have to actually like think about see what date I joined what group.
It's got some really interesting people on there, from like mod maker perspective, not just like personalities and stuff people are doing, but like Mr. Villain's on there, and he's doing the 2004 stuff with Ruthless Aggression, bringing it over and converting it.
Thank you, Mr.
We got Captain Charisma, Patty. He's great, phenomenal. If there's one person who really fits TW 2020, it would be Captain Charisma. So we got our boys Vampire Warrior and Chris Harris. Let's go.
That guy. The only way I could see you being able to transfer saves from a Windows computer to a MacBook would be putting the save online, I guess, originally. The putting the database online.
Yeah. So, of course, change it over, put it on Mediafire, Google Drive, whatever there. And then if you want to convert that save, we did a video on the converter, which as far as I know still works. I think it's been updated, though, here and there to support some new features, which is pretty useful.
The Kenta Club, I like it.
The Kenta Club? Oh, there's multiple leaders in the Bullet Club. I think that's a weird feature. As much as, like...
No, you should not be allowed to have multiple leaders in a club.
As much as I could see, like, one person in particular on the forums be like, well, maybe you would say the leader of NWO was Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall.
Wasn't Naito always the leader of LIJ?
Realistically, that's what I'm wondering too. Or maybe like maybe they were all just listed as members. You know what I mean? And then they move
That's
up. I don't know.
that.
I mean, Ishii's leader. So I don't. I mean, but he's leader too. So I don't know. I'd prefer if it just had one leader. I don't even know if you can bound that in the game actually to
I was
only
gonna
do
say
AI
every
one leader.
faction has one leader. I don't want to hear, oh well, this faction didn't really have a leader. No, every faction had a leader. Every faction had the guy that like literally stood there in the middle, the guy that took the shine.
Let's see if I
You
can
can't
do.
commit the other one.
Where is it? Events. HOP. Oh, it's already got the name there. HOPW. Weekly. Not weekly. Monthly. Pay-per-view. Monthly event. Well, just two. Name prefix, numerals. One.
Travis, if the Blue Brothers or the Headbangers were ever leading a faction, that faction belongs in the grave.
Ooh. Two. These aren't even consistent. 4, 4, 2, 1, 3, 4, 2. Why weren't they all just 2? I like how you can standardize the length of time, but I wish you could standardize the date also. That would be helpful. So let's go and let's do an event tonight just to see. We're at $3,175. If we do 2 events a month, we might be able to, which is interesting because I remember before it was really difficult to even do like 1 event a month as a rock hard company. So for a local rock hard, I feel like it's like Bikini Bottom when they do that episode and Rock Bottom. Backstage incident. Mistress Belmont and Chrissy Rivera got into a fist fight and broke the rental car. Uh-oh, let's make her find it. Alright, Terrence Dudley and Vampire Warrior. He made a mess. He went through... Dude, he made a mess all over the McDonald's catering. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Co-leaders, yeah. Because didn't Bullet Club, I guess, have Cody and Kenny at the same time or something like that? Alright. Let's go here. Got a small positive boost in the incident. Locker room. Let's get some friends together. Maybe not Cody Hall. Dr. Cube. Dr. Cube's a mercenary? What, Duke Dalton? And Eric Mahoney Timmons. No effect. Alright, here's the big thing. Where are we going to do the event at tonight? So it's telling us to do it at the Center Stage Vinyl Arena, Southeast Region, Center Stage Vinyl. Yeah, maybe not that. Is that the smallest probably? Probably have like no popularity areas except for Southeast. Honestly, generic venue might be the best because if I do one of these venues, New Orleans, LA. Why? Why was that the best location? Because it very clearly was not. Maybe in terms of hiring cost? What was the other one before? Start with a C, I think.
What are we looking
Center
for?
Stage. Higher cost, 300. Okay, maybe it's same because the New Orleans one's better because of the hiring cost? 200, yeah. I mean, what if we literally did it? Okay, so is it just saying doing it in the city potentially? Like, are
Doing it downtown, yeah.
we're gonna
Setting
have
up a ring.
we're gonna set up a ring downtown.
Right in like town square or whatever.
Let's do it. Let's set up a ring in the middle of New Orleans, and
Dude,
cars
let's
can
set it
just
right up on
drive.
Bourbon Street.
They,
Right up on Bourbon Street.
they can drive by and just watch wrestling for free, and then the 84 people who paid for it,
Dude,
champs.
no, they won't drive by. We're setting it up on
Toll
Bourbon
booth.
Street.
Oh.
They're walking by after they're coming out of the bars.
Oh yeah, we could do a toll booth. You know what I mean? Like a walk by toll booth. So like to walk in this area, they gotta pay it. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Drive through wrestling. Dude, that should become our home our home venue. Is New Orleans Bourbon Street. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the real estate locations.
Oh,
is that just
that's
the mod
perfect
or the
actually.
game?
'Cause you know what? Eventually we could have a tournament. You might want to call it maybe the Battle of New Orleans.
That's true. And yeah, dude. Let's just take over
Cup.
New Orleans. Make that our place.
The Ono Cup.
The Ono Cup.
No,
Oh,
Bono.
Bono.
Battle.
I thought you said Ono. I was like, oh no. Cassius Ono. Well, let's see. What do we got to do here tonight? We got to have a storytelling match. All of our wrestlers, they're happy for now. Keywords for now. Let's check out our product one more time, guys, because I need to get my head on this product in particular. So we need to go, it looks like match length don't really matter, nor the angles. I say that now, however, the game might change that. So we're gonna see how it's calculated. So let's go in, and of course we'll have our main event match be first, and have a segment, maybe probably 1 second, I imagine, only for the show. Major stars: Chris Harris, Jarek 120, and Vampire Warrior. Stars: James Laurinaitis and ZZ Lupe, Sean Studd, and some other people. Let's do who's got good stamina. Stamina. You got some decent stamina. I'll watch if Chris Harris has better stamina. That'd be funny. Yeah, Chris Harris got better stamina than Jarek 120. Are you out of shape, Jarek 120? You're telling something? Stamina. Doing better than Vampire Warrior. Chris Harris got great stamina. I don't believe that. You've seen Chris Harris, Chris. You can attest to that one.
Yeah. I was gonna say I don't know about his stamina being great.
Dude, I need to be a user character just so I can have a feud with Chris Harris. Best mod, in my opinion, it's gotta be Landax. I know I dog more on Killing the Business because I'm not a fan of the art style, but I think in terms of the balancing of it, I know the stats are really high, but that's by 2016 standards. In 2020, you'll try booking WWE.
2020 with the Landax mod feels like a more challenging in 2016 with like Fleisch or something. It feels like it rolls nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Plus the fact that it's not going to be too like OP.
It's funny because people still say that it's overpowered. I'll show off how the AI books with it too, because that'll be a nice perspective.
Like we're always going to complain no matter what.
Yeah. I mean, but that's the best part about modding it is like if you want it a certain way, then there's other mods. Like, I mean, if you want to play it the hardest way possible but still modern, who's your dude? He's got everything, and the stats are always the same as 2016. So convert that to 2020 and see how well it works. Now, historical mods, I don't know. I mean, I haven't talked to Gennady in a couple days, but we'll have to see if he's picking up the game or not, or if anyone else is doing anything historical. Because I know Mr. Villian is the farthest back right now, doing 2004. Everybody else is doing course, modern day up. There's like 3 or 4 people doing modern day updates, and then one in 2004. And I think maybe like 2 fantasy ones, and then of course you have Cverse alternatives and like bringing back like the other universes like in different time periods. I don't know, like the lore of it, but they kind of go for that route. How about Simeon Johnson? Do we give it to the Rock's daughter, make her the first HPW Women's Champion? I think that's historical right there. Oh, I can't work that much. 15 minutes. We'll do. We don't have tag team champions, but we'll do a tag team match tonight. Who has stats from TEW 2013? Fair enough. Fair enough. Tag teams. Add team, and we can just quickly take a team from the Indies, such as the Dudley Boys. Oh, the Ballard Brothers and TNT. Add team. Ballard Brothers and well, I mean, let's not add the tag teams yet. Tag team belts. Let's just have these 2 belts, the women's and the main, and then work with that. So we'll do Ballard Boys and TNT. They get their 20 minutes maybe. I'm not gonna book a winner. Road agent cannot be a competitor. Why is Terrence Dudley a road agent? Why you guys? Why are you better be good road agents? I guarantee you're probably not. You're probably better than Tony Ulysses actually. Let me see. I'm saying that now. Where is roster? Here we go. Tony Ulysses. 40. I mean, yeah, they're whatever. We'll just so he's not overworked, I guess, with road agent stuff. Just got a video suggested from a scrub named Rybolt. Trying to teach how to make custom pictures. I know. Imagine not an artist teaching you. So I should have had my cousin go on there because he's actually artistic and be like, I literally taught him how to do Photoshop because he got a new computer and like he was drawing art by hand this entire time, and I'm like, dude, get into digital art. So the best I can do is just throw some PNGs together and then plop a shoulder belt on the dude. So this is Liquid Global Mic Pro. Yep. Chris Harris and Jericho 120 in a Bourbon Street brawl tonight. I'm not sure by our product what we'll allow. Let's booking analysis. Probably, what is it? Terrence. So the Dudley Boys are being used too much. No announcers. Oh shoot, you're right. It didn't give me. As much as it autos a lot of things, it doesn't auto the announcers, which is one thing. So Emil J, save. Okay. I don't know why that window doesn't pop out. These guys have to have a shorter match, actually. Or else the fans are going to hate it. Alright, give them all their announcers. Oh, shoot. Much appreciated, buddy. So. Let's see. Is what good enough to make your own art? Let's see. Angle. Let's do an angle tonight. Guess Chris Harris and Jericho 120 to hype the main event. Maybe Micro for the entertainment. We're gonna script them though. We're gonna put them on a script. Do you remember the last time Chris Harris was unscripted? Because I do, and I don't think you need to have Chris Harris unscripted. Well, this is the first ever HPW monthly event for our local to global. Let's kick it off here. Starting off, we got Chris Harris and Jericho 120. Like I said, this is the Landex mod, so keep that in mind. Even though these stats are very clearly probably not going to be good due to our size and whatnot. Terrell Dudley did not do well as a road agent during this, I'd imagine. Gimmicks are doing poor and awful right now. Next up, we have TNT defeating the Ballard brothers. Terrell Dudley pinned Shannon Ballard with a Dudley death drop. Pretty good. Great and adequate for some gimmicks. Very good for some others. Our referee has a bully gimmick, which is funny. Tony Ulysses is not a good road agent. And Eric Mahoney Timmons is an awful referee.
Oh no.
I mean, you get what you pay for, right? Like, if we're... So...
That is true, I guess.
Simeon Johnson wins the HPW Women's Championship. And Chris Harris wins the HPW World Heavyweight Championship here. So...
Thank you, Chris Harris.
I think we got +1 in the region. Let's go. Let's go. Do you know how big of a deal that is? That's such a big deal. Alright, make a speech. Let's give it to Terrell Dudley, Shannon Ballard, and Mr. Chris Harris. But we'll give him a hug. Because we love Chris Harris. I know we dog on him. We say, damn you, Chris Harris, but he's not a bad guy. So, stigma. Here's the real thing. So we had that as like our basis to be like, okay, how much money are we spending for a venue? How much money are we spending? You know, I want to know, can we make money off of a show? As a rock hard, insignificant local company, can we make money? That's what I'm very curious about. So let's see. Let's just see, cause like, yeah. Cash Wheeler, some hiring there. Zack Ryder has joined the WWE. Well, was it worth firing him if you're going to rehire him? You know, even if TEW is bringing him back in, it's like, hey, why'd you do that? Set real quick. I'd like to see where Heath ends up at. Heath Slater is currently unemployed. Oh my gosh, we can get him $1,300 a show. We have $1,164 available, meaning that we spent like $2,000 on that show. Bonuses? What were the bonuses? What was the bonus? Was it travel? I bet you it was that travel. I bet you it was the travel, honestly. So, because production and marketing is so low, it's got to be the travel. Who has a bonus? There ain't. Negotiate. Because there ain't a bonus. Who has a bonus? There's got to be like a breakdown more for finance on that. Let me see. Proud show, marketing expenditure, contracts. And I'm hesitant even doing the next show, actually. HBW Torn. Let's just take it the 6 days and see what happens, honestly. What is the bonus? Lawsuit, drug testing, signing bonus, termination. That's gotta be... What do you think the... What do you think the bonus is, Chris? It's either... Maybe it is travel.
I was gonna say, I think it might be the trap.
Let's turn off catering for our next show and see. Which, hey, dude, I'm just saying, like...
Yeah, maybe no catering.
Everyone's gonna be ticked. They're gonna go to the next show and they're gonna be like, "Where's our McDonald's?" Like, we're gonna have Tony Ulysses driving people back and forth in his van. You know, everyone's got to get in one van and travel to save money for the company. And they're gonna be like, "Man, let's stop at McDonald's." He's like, "We can't afford that." Just like company budget. Happy birthday. Money in the Bank Apocalypto match. TEW, 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 TEW. Kobayashi. You okay, Chris?
Yo, what's up?
No, then your mic's just really bad, buddy.
I don't think you panic very easily over noises on the mic.
I mean, literally, you can ask everybody. It goes from, like, I'm watching it, it goes from, like, green into, like, the red maxed out at that moment. I mean, it's loud already for me, but on the recording, I really am curious how well, like... Luckily, though, it doesn't do it that much.
I've not seen anything on the chat.
We've gotten really lucky. It's probably only done it, like, twice in terms of actual recording, but on the stream, it's not a ton.
I was gonna say I don't see it in the chat.
Ask Travis. Travis doesn't like soft noises or loud noises. He only likes soft noises.
Well, Travis also has pussy British ears.
Well, I can tell the Skype call you joined tonight will be interesting. AEW made a profit in April, something in which I cannot say happened.
Yeah, Travis didn't hear anything either.
I didn't hear
I think it's literally just you.
Like what? What?
Dude, nobody hears anything.
Holy moly. I wish I didn't hear it because it's loud. Like shit. Travis said, "I can't believe you said that about me." His feelings have been hurt. He said that, not me. He said, not me,
Travis, I apologize. Dom's over here telling me that you're sitting there getting mad about the things I'm saying.
I've created deception. WWE hires Thomas Billington? What?
That's my noise level.
A random one. NXT UK, that explains it. We have 1% momentum, guys. I'm really worried about heading into HPW Torn. So, of course, for our event, we're gonna events TV. Kind of tempted to just go through and remove all these events, actually. Yeah, let's just go and remove all these events, actually. Because then we can just do the monthly event, and then we'll be able to, you know, have a consistent first of Saturday every single month. So I know it'll be more time between events.
And Blackia Shusha, the leader of the oddities, was actually what's his face, the Jackal.
AEW hired ACH. $69% moral. Backstage. Nice. 63rd in the world. Let's... Oh, man. What will Chief do for us? Draw more fans than normal, we'll get less revenue per ticket sold. Attendance boost depends on how popular companies such as show. I mean, we're still getting like 80 people showing up, but... Alright, let's go to finance. We made $600 on tickets. Show cost $581. We're just not going to make money. It's really the sponsorships we're going to have to depend on. We're really going to need to depend on sponsorships. But I don't know what these bonuses are. So, my theory, and this is just a theory, let's make a show with all local talent. And let's see what that show does compared to...
Gaming Bros, you can buy the game in many different ways. Use card, PayPal.
I think he's talking about the website.
I know, I was memeing.
Oh. You actually can get a mail-in copy too, by the way. Now
you can get a physical copy?
Yeah, yeah.
There's like actual discs?
Yeah. We talked about this probably about a month and a half ago.
I was gonna say, well, we talk about a lot of things.
I would really much enjoy, just for like a, even though it's probably just a normal case, I would enjoy like a collector's edition box of 2016 just because of all the memories that one game had. So hopefully I'll be able to have those memories in 2020. I feel like we're already doing that with WCW, honestly, to go and put that over some more.
Mr. YouTube commenter, those people were named Nate and Mia.
You said that,
I did say that. No, and I don't care. I'm just calling.
All the heat goes to Chris. Don't put any heat on me. I didn't say nothing. I'm just trying to book a company of a backyard.
Anytime you go at any of these people, please, it's me. I don't care.
He's the enforcer.
These are my views of how things need to continue on rolling.
Announcers. Let's get rid of our announcer dude also real quick, and let's just see if we take it to the next event. You know, let's do simulate to the end of the month. Let's see how much money we have. Let's see, you know, if we do a show, if we can make money from it. We tanked by $2,000 doing that show, which I was not expecting. That was really rough. So, yeah, I'm a pretty like relaxed, soft-spoken, chill dude.
Uninteresting YouTube commenter said that they like how inappropriate I am.
Yeah, you have to have the counterbalance, you know, the yin and the yang. You know, I'm very relaxed, chill. Exactly. Chris is very relaxed and chill in a different way. We'll leave it at that, but
leave it that
he's
way.
More outspoken and
let's
whatnot.
Just say some of my favorite wrestlers are RVD,
Matt Riddle.
Who else we got in there? Randy Orton.
Sabu.
ECW. A lot of the ECW roster in general.
Is 2020 worth it for a new player? Was really into AWR way back in the day, looking to try a booking game. I would say if you're
2016.
I would say if you're jumping in as a new player, 2020 might be really easy for you to be like, okay, this is the new standard, probably going forward, because 2016 and 2013 were a lot alike, and then, you know, I would say the differences from the 2010 or 2008 to 2013 wasn't as much, but this seems like the first big change in a way. It still got a lot of the fundamentals, but I think the way things are balanced and done and stuff added, and reworded in particular, we'll use that, it really makes it like you're thrown off for a lot of like long-term TW players, especially, I mean, when you've been playing, if you've played 2013 to 2016, we'll just count that as one same generation. So if you've played from 2013 to 2020, that's 7 years of kind of like the same format. To jump into tweaking it and a whole different and getting used to it, it's a mind fuck, to put it in the nicest way possible. So yeah, if you're a new player, 2020 is probably a really good start for you to jump
I
in.
was gonna say, I
But
still say 16 would be better for new players because it
mhm.
would give you the overall view of how things are supposed to go.
It also depends on like, do you want all the fancy new
Do you like to
things?
enjoy your gaming, or do you like to actually have to try?
And do you do Seaverse, or do you do modern day, or do you do historical? Because jumping into 2020 right now, it's mostly Seaverse and modern day. I haven't got to play the 2004 mod yet, but all the converted mods are not having the best of time. So converting it isn't as easy as, from 2013 to 2016. But it's how you play too. So 2016 was great. I love 2016. We talked a bit on like the goodbye stream of some of our favorite series and our like let's plays and what's not. I remember my power was out because there was like a hurricane or tornado or something, earthquake, end of the world, part 1 here, and we didn't have no power for like a week, and all I did was just play TW 2016 as like ECW, and like I probably played like 8 years of that game within the course of a week because I was just so bored and no internet and just like no communication. So converting in 2020 made all of your Dragon Ball Z characters into druggies. Now that's
I mean, let's be
insane.
honest. How else are you gonna get the Super Saiyan mode?
Super Saiyan. Yeah, 2020 is now full screen for me in particular. So 2016, I had a really nice, like, rectangle window. Now I have the full screen, which is odd because I don't play any games in full screen actually. Like every game I play is in windowed mode. You can ask my friends; they get so mad when they see me play like Minecraft or
Yeah, I don't know how he
Terraria,
does that in window mode.
uh, Stellaris, Hearts of Iron,
Hurts my eyes.
all these emulators. Like, I prefer it in the windowed mode because it's easier to record. But actually, 2020 is even easier than 2016 to record, because in 2016 you had all those like pop-up windows, and even though you still have them here, and debatably, I'd say, as much as you wanted to reduce on the pop-up windows, there is still noticeably probably the same amount. I was saying before, maybe more honestly, but having played it for a bit, it might be the same amount. It just feels like a alternative way to play the game, essentially. I really wish there were some features I could take out of 2020 and put into 2016 in particular, like attributes and playing as developmental companies, for the big two there. I do like the ability to make multiple of your broadcasters, and it doesn't cost an arm and a leg. The handshake thing at first sounded cool, but that's actually a thing I'm not crazy about the naming of it, because it's just paper but cheaper. And I mean, it is cool that you can do a written deal and still have somebody work other companies. That's nice. You don't have to do exclusively written all the time. So exclusive handshake's a funny term. I thought that was a funny one. I've never seen that used so far. Broly became a steroid user. I could believe it. Yeah, I hear a lot of people enjoying Killing the Business as like the learning mod here. So I think he's also got a custom skin for it. I know he'll be updating it, you know, with this new format for the office screen and whatnot. I wasn't crazy about. I think he made like a purple version of it. I like the green version he made a lot, but maybe because green's my favorite color. So there's that. I love the faction stuff. Yeah, having faction pictures is pretty dope. I love that. I've been asking for that a while. So it honestly makes me go back to the faction screen a lot more, and it makes like I haven't played many companies outside of like the big ones, but I know if I was to do something like out of the norm, like CMLL, and I was to do stables, it'd probably be a lot easier to book stuff like that. If I have to create a match 2020, it'll be an Antarctic Frontier of Anarchy match. What the heck? Creating matches and stuff feels easier too in this game. I will say that also. Alright. We're still simulating. We're not simulating, actually. We're advancing to the next day. Grab a drink real quick while Chris talks to the people and hopefully indulges them in WCW 2000 real quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you guys like to talk some WCW 2000s? I can answer any questions. We can talk about anything in wrestling. If you guys want, just throw that stuff down in the chat. The year 2000 is one of my favorite years in professional wrestling. YouTube commenter. I like that, Travis. I really like that a lot. Dom will probably love that too. We could even film like a little infomercial before every video. Because, and this is for YouTube commenter, I think that WCW 2000 doesn't get as much love as it should. Because when you look at wrestling, what do you want? You want unpredictability. Every week, and you can go back on the WWE Network and watch all the Nitros and Thunders from WCW 2000, all the pay-per-views. You want unpredictability mixed with craziness, mixed with some good wrestling and whatnot in there too. You want some memorable characters, and I believe WCW 2000 had all of that. Plus, I think WWF 2000 in general might have been the best time for a boom because obviously you already had a very high-powered roster. You had your Austins. Austin was obviously out for most of 2000, but you had The Rock there. Triple H was at his top game. You had The Big Show. You had obviously the Radicals came in. Benoit Guerrero, Malenko, Saturn. You had the Hardys, Edge and Christian, the Dudleys. The tag division was on fire. I like the cage surrounded by plexiglass a lot, actually, Nathan. Especially if you put people through the walls of that cage. Yes, Travis, we know Tank Abbott was way ahead of his time. Yeah, you're seeing all these UFC people make this jump over the last 5 to 10 years. You're seeing all these guys make this jump from UFC over into the world of professional wrestling. And Tank Abbott was way ahead of his time with that. Tank Abbott was, so was Dan Severn. Ken Shamrock. Those guys were way like people don't give those guys enough credit during that time where they're like, they were pretty good when they were way ahead of their time on this. It's why Shamrock was able to come back. Shamrock's killing it in Impact Wrestling right now. Oh yeah, he still wrestles for Impact Wrestling. He's embroiled in like he's up in that like top tier of people too. He was having a feud with Sami Callihan last I saw. They might, with the way Impact, just because of everything that's been going on, obviously throughout the world, with the way they might have to book, he might be moving on to something else. But last I saw, he got hit with the fireball from Sami Callihan. And they've been in a feud for the past few weeks. Shamrock is a certifiable badass. He is complete badass. Least favorite year? That's a hard one. I think honestly, maybe 2011-ish area. I didn't like 2011 because that's when it became evident that Impact wasn't going to be able to get over. It became evident around 2011, 2012 that Impact was not going to be able to get over that hump and be able to be like stick head to head like a WCW did back in the day with WWE. And that's when it became like, oh, that kind of sucks because Impact was doing everything right, and then everything just kind of hit a stalemate with all the Bischoff and Hogan stuff. I think they went a little bit too much to the well on that.
I'm back. Oh yes,
Yeah,
my favorite part.
Mike, I hate Michael Elgin.
What's
I absolutely hate Michael Elgin more than anything. There's maybe 5 wrestlers who I just can't stand.
Who are they?
Currently, it's well, you know who number 1 is.
Is it Alberto or Elgin?
No, it's that boy Sean Spears over there.
Oh, really?
Sean Spears is the biggest waste of talent ever.
Dang, what did he
literally do? He leaves WWE because he's not getting his push. He's not getting a push. So he goes to a place where he's still an afterthought. I don't care. You can do this. Oh, well, he had this good match with Cody 7 months ago. I don't care. He's an afterthought. He is literally just as unimportant as he was in WWE. But you'll see people who will adamantly defend AEW to the core, say, no, he's doing great. No, he's not. He's an afterthought. He's still just as unimportant.
Uh-oh. You good, Chris?
Yeah, what's up?
Oh,
Dude,
the thing cut out when you're at the end there. So you're saying about being an afterthought?
I was gonna say
That's right,
Sean
cut out.
Spears is an afterthought. Sean Spears is not good.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's decent in ring, but again, there's a lot of really decent wrestlers on the planet today.
Let's take TNA around their peak-ish of like, you know, when they're like first being a company. So
Oh no,
like
that's what
that.
that's what we were just talking about. He asked my least favorite time in wrestling, and I told him right around the time when it became obvious TNA couldn't capitalize on the fact that they were kind of pushed up toward being toe to toe with WWE, and you realized they weren't going to be the people to go head to head with them.
Mm-hmm.
No, Michael Elgin just ticks me off because I don't see anything special about Michael Elgin. I think he's boring in my opinion. Honestly, there's nothing special about Michael Elgin that sets him apart from the crowd. And in my opinion, that's what you need in professional wrestling. You need to have that it factor, and I don't think he has an it factor.
I don't know why, but Michael Hogan reminds me of Ed from 90 Day Fiance. If you guys know who that meme is right now.
Oh yeah, he kind of looks like Ed.
Travis said he's a poor man's Scott Norton.
He literally is. Scott Norton's where it's at. If you're wanting on TEW, go sign Scott Norton. He'll put you on some really good matches if it's about 5-6 minutes.
Ed the Eggman.
5-6 minutes, he will be getting you still really good scores at his old age. I'll tell you, one of the biggest pops I had in watching a non WWE TNA event was watching New Japan late night with Wrestle Kingdom and seeing Scott Norton come out for that battle royal.
I remember that. That was Wrestle Kingdom though, right? In the beginning.
Yeah, I popped big time.
That just like, did that bring back your love for Scott Norton?
That brought back my love for a lot of that era of stuff. Like it was like it honestly kind of jolted me a little bit where I was like, yeah, I kind of really like this stuff. Let's keep it rolling.
NWO Typhoon's back, better than ever.
Yeah, Nathan. I definitely. I'm a big MLW guy. I don't talk about MLW yet today. I'm a big MLW guy. Try my best to. Like I might not watch it all live, but I have a playlist I'll always add it to where I'm like, okay, let's go catch up a little bit on MLW.
It's funny because I'm not super crazy about MLW. Like, I watched a bit of it, but I just wasn't like heavily invested into it. But Chris really loves it and enjoys it. I'm trying to think of what I enjoy besides probably AEW that Chris.
I was gonna say it's because it gives me that early TNA feel, that NWA TNA feel, along with an almost WCW feel.
This is probably one of the best parts about TW is just straight up just simming, just seeing the game simulate. Because I know at the end of this month, stuff's gonna kick off. So I always felt like local to global is so much better if you're like in the I mean, I guess it's kind of cheating though whenever you're like in the 87 like 90s and all that, because then you know like who's coming up. The thing with this is that you're simulating into a time period where like you'll probably have no agers, so someone like Tyler Breeze when he gets to like 40-50 years old still gonna look like he's 20. So
well, I feel like even when he's 40 years old he'll still look like he's 20.
Really?
Look at that monk. He is a beautiful man.
So, if you could name one wrestling moment that like made you sad, what would it be?
Are we talking about our deaths included in this?
No, like in ring like performances, you know, not like a retirement or death, anything like that. Like an
Oh,
actual story. Like, oh shoot, that story had me like invested and sad.
let's think.
Triple Eight's great, by the way, Travis. But that's only because I haven't watched anything else but Triple A because I love
Well,
the
I was a
Second
kid
Circus.
when all this is happening, so this is back when the line was still kind of blurred, where I didn't know wrestling was fake. And I will say definitely, back when the Ministry of Darkness was doing all the cult stuff in the late '90s, that's when I was like, "Whoa, this is nuts! How is this stuff allowed to happen on television?"
Just for the cheap answer, I was gonna say when they killed Vanguard.
No, Vanguard one. That was again a stupid idea from bad creative.
We the people. Being serious though, let me see. I mean, there's always the classic "I'm sorry, I love you" with the Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair, but I don't think like story built into it was as heavy as more the Taker feud with Shawn and them. So
I'm the farthest thing from a Mark, honestly.
Chris is a Mark. Ooh, I don't know because you really hate the Marky fans.
No, I hate Marky fans more than anything. Honestly, they honestly are the reason where I don't usually interact with a lot of people as a fans unless I'm trolling. I don't really interact with a lot of wrestling fans today, for the most part, because the fact that there's so many fans out there that are just so marky. I hate matches that have 100 million spots in them.
I enjoyed NWA also, Travis. I really need to catch up on it because I haven't seen it since this whole pandemic thing started. First time playing TEW
Ric Flair
game.
wasn't threatened by death by Shawn Michaels. No.
Sneak
when
said
did we
that.
say that?
What do you mean Ric Flair's threatened death?
Travis asked what you meant when that Ric Flair was threatened by death by Shawn Michaels.
No, I'm sorry, I love you. Like,
I was
impact
8 years old when that happened. When the ministry thing happened.
To talk to Sneak FTW though, he says his first TW game. How's it feel in 2020? Let's go with my thoughts first, and then we'll just let Chris go ham. So, my thoughts are, and I'll go more in depth into this, like on a full review and whatnot. It's an alternative. It really is. So, jumping from 2013 to 2016, I would say it's the equivalent of buying a Madden game. You get updated stuff, and you're like, this is great, this is new. But deep down inside, you're still like, $35. But if you're a fan of TW and you can look at it as a perspective of being an alternative from 2016 to 2020, it definitely has that look of like, okay, I can play the game one way, or now I can play it a whole different way. It's kind of like jumping from the old school WWE Here Comes the Pain, and then Here Comes the 2K series and SmackDown vs. Raw. Like, they all play very differently from each other. Almost so that, debatably, this feels more like a WMMA 5, style game. Like, I would dare to say that even though TW 2020 is a good name for it, it feels like it would be a different, like, name with it, you know what I mean? Like how you had Here Comes the Pain and Raw 2 and All Stars or whatever. Like, I wouldn't call it like an EWR, but at the same time it feels weird of like games that have a sequential, like, continued follow-ups have a basis, and now that the basis has transformed to look more like WMA 5, that's why I'm saying it's more of that alternative there.
An interesting YouTube commenter said 2020 is less sandbox, more sim.
Exactly. There's the other one, and that goes into the alternative style of playing. You still had the simulation in 2016, but I think everybody kind of preferred that hybrid. It wasn't completely simulated. Like now I feel like I'm trying to outsmart the game. You know what I mean? Whereas in 2016, I could really just dick around and be like, okay, Austin Gunn, world champion. Right now, we're pulling the trigger, making this great. We're going to make everybody else build him up and, you know, do wonders with it.
And it honestly made the game, honestly, that's why you'll hear my opinions in a bit. That shapes a lot of my opinion on 2016.
2020 definitely feels, yeah, it is a simulation game. I was never big into Footy Manager or Out of the Park Baseball, like those style of simulation games. They kind of like really threw me off, especially a person who like wasn't in the know of all the different leagues, the Premier Leagues, all that, all the different baseball leagues, everything going on. Like it just seemed like a cool thing for the world, but it was just like very intimidating. And in some ways, I feel like 2020, even though it could be a good jumping on point for people and what's to come for Total Extreme Wrestling, it also could be more intimidating. I feel like 2016 has more of that sandbox realm, but maybe given the popularity of Football Manager people, they may enjoy 2020 more because it fits that standard of simulation. So, you know, I'm kind of curious on like what the route was taken and how things wanted to be done. You know, if they were more towards making a simulation game that was just, you know, it had a little bit of variety here and there of how you can transform it. Whereas, like I said, 2016 feels like that hybrid. It wasn't overtly simulation unless you made it. Like, you can still turn off settings in 2020 and make it somewhat sandboxy, but I don't know. I'm still